Let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another reaction video, and today I will be checking out a track from Fit for a King called Reaper. This is the first track that they've released. Well, when they were releasing The Path, actually, I had just started my channel, so I do have a few videos from The Path on my channel. The rest of their discography I was familiar with prior to starting YouTube. I really enjoyed their discography, though The Path is really a record I haven't done much revisiting at all with. I think it just didn't really click for me for various reasons, but still, it's, you know, there are people that it did appeal to and such. I think it just wasn't so much my style. So going into a new chapter for Fit for a King, a brand new single. This is the first single that they've released since Trey joined the band. He is their drummer now. Trey is in Animate as well, which I'm pretty sure that like anybody who knows who I am knows that they are my absolute favorite band. I'm very loud about that, but so I'm excited to see with Fit for a King if Trey plays a similar role with songwriting, because he does a lot more than just drums when it comes to Animate writing. So I'm interested to see. I don't, listening to it once, I probably won't be able to tell, but if it comes out in the wash somewhere, I'd be interested to know. Just interested to see what this new chapter for Fit for a King will be like. So they put on an excellent live performance. I just saw them very recently. I've seen them quite a few times, and every time they're just phenomenal live. So definitely a band to see live. I will link the music video for Reaper as well as all of Fit for a King's socials in the description. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking and we are going to get straight into it. I want to read these lyrics. All right, Trey. Really like those vocals.
Every day I'm on death row, repeating over and over again. Was I born just to die slow, breaking down before the bed? Every day I'm on death row, repeating over and over again. Was I born just to die slow, breaking down before the bed?
We don't have time.
No subtlety leading up to this. They're like, get ready.
Time has us.
Fit for a King, Reaper. Let's discuss. Heavy as hell, but for me, I think with what's interesting is with the path, and I'm sorry to bring this up again, but I swear it's relative to this, because I think for a lot of people, I heard them saying stuff like, it's not fit for a king, it's not heavy enough, and for me, I liked the softer songs on that record more than the more aggressive songs. For example, I think God of Fire was one that I did the least revisiting to, and it was something to do with that repetition in there. It's just not something that really appeals to me, especially I think when it comes to this style of music, because there are contexts in which that works for me, like Michael Lassard, the vocalist of The Contortionist, he does solo stuff, and I would say that his song structure is pretty repetitive with the lyricism, with the verses and everything, but it just works very differently for me in that context. Like it appeals to me more, and like I will put those songs on repeat, all 2 of them, and kind of run them into the ground. Whereas in a heavier context for me, for whatever reason, that doesn't click as well, and I'm still kind of trying to figure out what that is. But for me, I think that the things that I was attracted to on the path were maybe a bit different than overall like the average consensus that people came to on that album. So hearing something like this, a heavier track, and because I saw a little bit about like people saying deathcore fit for a king, but I've done pretty well with avoiding any spoilers other than that. So I actually got a little bit nervous when I heard that it was a heavier one, because I was like, what if I don't like it? But this feels different. I think that having a little bit, it feels like a bit longer between because obviously I'm not looking for a song that has no repetition, no chorus, that's not what I mean. I think that it just felt very, for me, I like the end of this song is a good-ish example, but that's not a good, I don't think, example of what makes it better for me personally. It'd be more like where it opens up before Ryan, the first time, I think it was under a minute or something before Ryan says the Reaper is real. You have before that, you have like it opens up a bit and it's more of like an electronic sounding, drum fill there, and then it goes and gets heavier from that point. So for me, I think having those build up moments, and as I was talking about during the actual video, so you have that where what I'm talking about, where it kind of strips down and then it like explodes into that next verse from that the Reaper is real part. But then towards the breakdown at the end, there was like there was no sort of, sometimes when you're listening to like Eternal Blue by Spiritbox, I feel like the title track on that album, the breakdown completely sneaks up on you. With this one, it was like a you know what's about to happen, drawn out type of deal, and I liked that. I thought it was, I just enjoyed it. I think that it works for certain songs and such. But in terms of newer fit for a king, this will be the most appealing to me for sure. I can see myself listening to this a lot more, as expected. Drums sounding phenomenal. I think some of those kicks and stuff, whenever I mentioned Trey in the video, just excellent sounding. And then, but beyond that, the instrumentals on this, I think, draw to me a little bit more. And it's not even a matter, because we do stuff on the channel that's like, era and such, where the riffs can be super complex, and you're like, what in the world? Electric Twilight by Era, Gungrave by Era, the breakdown, stuff like that, which I think, where this comes in, even though the riffs aren't quite like complex like that, this still works for me a lot better. Like that little bit of groove in the chorus, stuff like that is what draws me more into it. So it's not just a matter of me being like, I didn't like the path because it's not the other fit for a king stuff. I just think for like my, because I have always been of the point that bands should make whatever music that they want to make, and then if you don't like it, you have their older stuff to go back to, and then maybe it doesn't work. So I don't think that will be the case with me for Fit for a King. There's sometimes in a band's discography may just be a record that you don't really vibe with as much as the rest of their stuff, and I think given this new single, that might be the case here, which is exciting because sometimes that happens. You just fall off with bands. I'm sure has and will happen again on the channel, but I don't think that Fit for a King will be one of those bands, it looks like. But we'll see what they do next too. I'm going to stay on the Fit for a King singles and such, keep an eye on what they're doing. I will link this video as well as all their social media in the description. This will be a song for me that I'll do revisiting, but it won't be like, on repeat for me, like, Shade of Stray by Animate is right now. But I really dig this, and this will be something I'm revisiting, whereas with The Path, I think it was almost a really quick. There were songs, though, don't get me wrong. There were songs, I think, that carried out through the end of that year for me, but then it's not something like now that I come back to, where something like this, an album, it has me looking forward to the album because I could see it being different than that, if that makes sense. So, sorry for speaking so much on this. I just wanted to make sure it comes across correctly, because sometimes that can sound like I'm saying something negative about the band and such, but that's not the case. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Other than Fit for a King's social media and such in the description, you'll also be able to find my link tree, which has the invite for the Discord server that I talk about in every single video. The Discord server is coming up on its anniversary very soon. I'm going to be late to celebrating it, but eventually we'll be doing some events in there, some voice chat stuff. There's a lot of really awesome people in there that are just super kind. So if you're interested in coming to join, check that out. That will be there, as well as my Instagram profile link. I do post all music-related content on Instagram. I will post a chart every Friday of what I've listened to the most over the course of that week. I will post merch. I have a ton of merch, constantly getting more merch, so I will post that usually once or twice a week. And then sometimes if I've been to a show recently and have pictures or videos or something to share, I'll also post that. So if that interests you at all, that will be in the link tree in the description. My handle is also the same as it is on my YouTube channel. It is Rachel Reacts. As always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.